Okay, we're back. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about tension, and we're also going to talk about how to deal with it. Now, I think I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Tension is the single biggest enemy that the actor has. Stanislavski said this, Strasberg said this, Uta Hagen said this, Meisner said this, Schreiber says this, I say this. It's true, okay? Because when the actor has tension, nothing organic can happen, right? Everything is blocked. Nothing works. We're actors, you know. We work with our emotions, and when we've got tension and things are festering and sitting on us, nothing good is going to happen. So this is the single biggest problem that actors have at every level: the beginning actor, the journeyman actor, the master actor. Everybody has to deal with tension, and so you've got to have a system. You've got to have tools with which to deal with it. And we're going to talk about one of those things today, and it's called sound. So tension, right? Everybody has tension. I mean, when we think about it, we live in a mechanized society. We don't live in a relaxed world. Very few of us live on a farm. Very few of us live out in the country. Almost all of us, certainly all of us coming to learn how to be actors here in the big city, we live in this mechanized world, right? We have alarm clocks, we have time, we have appointments, we have jobs, we have schedules, we have phones that are always ringing, we have email. We live in an age of instant communication. None of this promotes relaxation, certainly not in the sense that the actor needs to be relaxed. You know, when I talk about relaxed, there's different levels of it, of course. When we talk about relaxation, most of us sort of mean being casually relaxed. Casually relaxed means I appear to be relaxed, but I'm not really relaxed, not in the way that we need to be as actors. Well, the actor is looking to achieve a level of relaxation that allows things to happen, right? Not casually relaxed, but deeply relaxed. Relax in a sense that we are emotionally porous, is the way you could think of it, in terms things need to come through, things need to happen, and we need to access things, and none of that is going to happen if I'm all, you know, locked up and freaked out and pissed off or intimidated or just scared. You know, all those emotions that we all have, human emotions, but the way the actor has to deal with emotions is a lot different in a certain regard than everyday living people. Okay, so listen, the problem with having human emotions is that lots of times it creates a lot of tension. It creates consternation for us. We're under obligations, right? We have to go to work. We have to deal with our bosses. We have to deal with transit system. We have to deal with traffic. We have to deal with husbands and wives and boyfriends and girlfriends and children and, I don't know, dogs and cats and God knows whatever else. All of this creates tension. And so we have to find a way to address it. One of the ways that we address it in class, it's one of the first things that student actors learn in my class. We work with something that Strasberg called the sound. And what does the sound do for you? Well, the sound, you can think of it in different ways, but I think of it as a way of moving energy, right? It's a cleansing, it's a purging, it's a way of acknowledging that something is going on internally, something's happening, something's getting in the way, and I'm going to move it. I'm going to get it out. I'm going to cast it out like an unclean spirit, because the more that I can get rid of that, the more that I can release that energy that we will generically call attention, excess emotion, right? Then I can get back to a state of being relaxed, to a place of one, right? The numeral one, where I am myself, and I can work with other things that I need to work with as an actor. So I can make the sound in all sorts of places. I make the sound on the street. I make the sound, well, I don't do it in an elevator because that tends to freak people out, but I'll do it on the street. I'll do it on the subway. I'll do it in the hallway. It's a good thing to use right before you go to camera and do takes. If you're making a film, it's certainly something you can use in rehearsal. It's something you can use in the dressing room. It's something you can use virtually anywhere. that you think is appropriate. And the great thing about the sound too is that you don't have to, how should we say, we don't have to label what's going on with us, right? You can simply say something's happening. I'm feeling something. I could be feeling queasy, uneasy. I could be feeling scared. I could be feeling angry about stuff. But I'm not going to label it. I'm simply going to say that something is going on, and I'm going to release it and get it out and move it, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you a demonstration. There's different ways that you can use the sound, but the standard one is you want to think about the sound coming from down in here, right? And from your chest cavity. Think of it as the way like an opera singer, a professional singer would produce sound. Again, it's not a song. We're not singing it. It's not a scream. It's not a screech. It's just a sound, okay? And I'm going to do it for you right now. Here it goes. Ha! That's it, okay? You'll notice something. Again, the sound is coming from my chest cavity, right? So I'm using this big part of my instrument where I produce sound. It's not coming from my throat, okay? It's not in my nose. It's not in my head, okay? It's in none of those places because none of that will do you any damn good, okay? So it's got to come from the chest and it's got to be full, right? And I want to cut it off while it's still strong and I'm in control of it, right? What I don't want to do is be making the sound to a point where I've just run out of air and I'm like, ah. We don't want any of that, okay? It's all about control. You're on top of it. It's not on top of you. Okay, we're going to do it again one more time. Listen. Ha! That's it. You know what? It's the purging of excess emotion, right? This is the classic definition of catharsis, I think, according to Aristotle and Sophocles. Those guys, and they knew what they were talking about. So use this. We use this a lot in class. We use this in rehearsal. We use it anytime you feel like you're sitting on something and something's just sort of getting in the way, or you're experiencing some sort of blockage, some sort of tension, some sort of an anxiety. And again, I don't have to say it. I just have to go, ha, and get it out there. Other ways that you can make the sound, you can make the sound in sort of a staccato way, if you want. It kind of does the same thing for you. Sometimes it's just another variation on it, and it goes something like this: ha, 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 ha. Any of those will work. Any of those will do. One of the things that we need to really learn to do is to identify tension in our bodies. You need to spend at least 20 or 30 minutes a day working on this. We sit on so many things. We sit on so much emotion. It's so not healthy. It's not healthy for us as people. It's not healthy for us as actors. Quite honestly, I think that the enormous amount of tension that people carry is connected to all sorts of health problems. I think it's obviously connected to heart disease. How many of us men, we're dead? It's tension, man. It's just no good. I think it's linked to all sorts of things, cancer even. So that's a big part of our work. Learn how to use it. Make it as frequently as you can, as you want to, as you need to. I definitely use it in rehearsal. Use it in your life. I think if there's one thing that you guys take away from this little segment, I hope you use the sound. I hope that you see the value of it. I just feel that it improves the quality of your life. It helps you just relax because, all of us, we carry around so much tension. We don't live in a people-friendly society. We don't live in an emotion-friendly society. Emotions, I've said it in the past, emotions are really inconvenient. And this is one of the problems that actors coming into class in the very beginning, this is the problem that we all have. Because we get this kind of false programming about emotions, about them being messy and bad and yuck and inconvenient, and this is the logic of the factory, this is the logic of the office, this is the logic of the workplace, and it is the boss's logic, because nobody wants to deal with our emotions. Nobody wants to deal with the fact that we have anxiety, or that we have fears, or that sometimes we're feeling overwhelmed, or sometimes we just get damned angry about situations that we find are unacceptable. And how many times have you been in the workplace and seen people told to go to the ladies' room or go to the restroom, and pull yourself together? This is not a natural way to live, and certainly it's not any way for the actor to live. And so I feel like when actors first come into class, I feel like before they can even start to learn any of the other exercises to learn about being an actor, you have to unlearn some of the bad lessons that we get out there, and you have to relearn how to be a human being first, and realize that emotions aren't bad at all. Emotions are quite good, and of course, as actors, it is our stock and trade. And so learning how to relax, learning how to identify and deal with tension, and release it, right, with the sound and other tools. That is the very beginning of our work here in the studio as method actors.